Today we've got pickleball coming your way for a great cause. Ryan Blaney is hosting his charity event, Pickle For A Purpose. Tons of NASCAR drivers, including Brad Keselowski and Corey LaJoie, plus celebrities from the PGA Tour and more, will be looking to win big on the court. Catch it all right here. We're moments away from the opening serve. Welcome to Pickle For A Purpose here at Rally Pickleball in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm Kim Kuhn, joined by Courtney Clark from Pickleball in the Sun. We are thrilled to have you guys here tuning in for an evening filled with action, and it's all for a great cause. Courtney, how excited are you to be here?
Well, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here and watch the NASCAR drivers and the celebs on the courts.
Yes, it's going to be an evening, again, of action. I actually just learned pickleball last night from Courtney. We did a 101 one-on-one last night. I got the lowdown, but she's going to be here all evening giving us insight into what you're seeing on the courts. And remember, it's Pickle For A Purpose. What's that purpose? Well, we're here because of the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation, and they are dedicated to raising brain health awareness and resources to support people and families who are dealing with an Alzheimer's disease or traumatic brain trauma, as well as concussion diagnosis. And again, I told you that Courtney's going to be here in the booth with me all night long. That's because she is the expert. She is a certified pickleball pro. So with that, if you're watching tonight, the rules might be slightly different than what you're used to when you play pickleball. Tonight, we're using Rally Pickleball rules, and that's because it's going to be quick and action-packed. We're doing it tournament style. So Courtney, tell us what the scoring is going to be tonight.
Yeah, so there's a couple pros to playing rally scoring. It speeds up the game and it's easy to follow along. So a couple of the basic rules with rally scoring: a point is scored on every rally, no matter who serves, and each player will play on the same side of the court they start on. No switching sides is required. And the server on the right side of the court will serve when their score is even, and the person on the left side of the court will serve when their score is odd. And with the scoring, the first team to 11 points wins, and it's going to be win by 2.
All right, seems pretty easy, but if that was a little too much for you, don't worry. We're going to be reminding you of those rules all night long, as well as keeping tuned with what's happening on the court. But we're not the only ones here tonight bringing you all the action. Yes, Courtney and I will be in the booth, but we've got a third person who's down courtside. She's going to be in the action. She's going to be talking to the fans, the family, the friends, as well as the celebrity players. That's Ashley Stroline. Ashley, what's the energy down there in the court?
Thanks, Kim. I am super grateful to be here with you and Courtney, and I've been down here courtside all evening, taking in all the action. A lot of trash talk already going on. As you mentioned, family and friends here to support as well. And someone who I've had my eye on as he's been playing, that's Ryan Blaney. I feel like you've been getting a few lessons. The competition's going. You're ready for this celeb portion of the night. But before we get to the fun, this is all about a great cause. It's all to support the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation. So for those who don't know, what made you and your family want to start this foundation?
Yeah, well, gosh, it's been since 2018 we've had this foundation, and we really work with, we kind of started with the Alzheimer's Association. My grandfather had it, and we wanted to, we had a personal connection with that, and we wanted to go to a cause. And now we work with UPMC really well. A lot of brain health, organizations out there that have really been amazing to work with. And like I said, something that we deal with or have a personal tie to that we can relate to. So it's been a lot of fun over the last, over a handful of years, and it's events like this that really kind of bring people together and raise some great money for some really good causes.
When you look at the impact this foundation's been able to have since you started in 2018, what are some of the highlights that stick out to you as far as how you've been able to give back?
Well, I think, obviously the main part people talk about and what are great is, funds that go to these organizations. But then it's, okay, what are these funds going towards? And that's something that we've really tried to be pretty kind of a bird's eye view on, and it's whether it's helping the people who have these diseases, whether it's caretakers with the Alzheimer's Association that really train people to figure out how to take care of their loved ones or anybody that has this disease, because that's just as important. So how do you make that person feel comfortable in their certain environment? And we did a great program with UPMC a couple years ago, the Fun to Fellow program, with students who really wanted to start their own, company, and wanted to help people out with concussions and things like that. So it goes towards a lot of things, but I just wanted to make sure everything went to the right place. I think that's the best thing, is to not get lost in the ether of where are these funds going or where's this help going. It's actually going to a great cause and companies that really want to make a difference. And it's just been nice, honestly, to be a small part in making a difference.
So many folks here to support you that signed up to play, but also a lot of people tuned in right now on our stream of this. So for those people who are supporting you in this type of off-track initiative, what does that mean to you?
Well, I appreciate everyone who's tuning in currently, and I really appreciate everyone for being here. We've been super lucky to have amazing partners with us. For really the whole time the foundation's been a thing that have really helped our cause out, helped us put on events like this. And whether it's drivers, whether it was golf professionals when we did Top Golf, pickleball pros, who are really good at this, kind of put us all to shame. And just everyone coming and hanging out, and it really means a lot that everyone can come together and understand this is for a good cause, and then just have fun. That's the main thing, is just everyone's here and having fun. I appreciate Rally for having us out and hosting us. It's been an amazing venue for us the last 2 years. So it really means a lot. We're all competitors. Some of us are competitors in here, but you all come together, when it's for a good cause. And I think that's nice when you can kind of put away that side of it and just understand, well, hey, this is helping the greater good, and it's all for the right purpose.
And as we wrap this up and send it back to the booth, you've had your paddle in your pocket this whole interview, so I have to ask you, how are the pickleball skills looking?
It's good. My partner Danny and I are 3-0, so we showed up tonight. I don't play pickleball very often, so it's been a while since I've played, but we've been holding our own, which is good. I was a big ping pong player growing up. So this is kind of a cross between tennis and ping pong, so I can relate a little bit to it. But no, it's been great. I kind of fear for if we're going to win or not. There's a couple really good ringers here that are pros at this stuff, but we'll see. We'll see if we can get some tactics going on that can help us out.
All right, best of luck. Appreciate your time, Ryan.
Thank you.
Cam, we'll send it back to you.
It's great to see Ryan doing great things on the track as well as away from the track, and we're inching closer to the celebrity tournament. So we will have 5 celebrity teams, but then 3 additional teams make up this tournament. And yes, the action's about to start with the celebrity tournament, but these people have been going crazy on the pickleball courts all afternoon long. And today in the Memories Matter tournament, the top 3 teams from that earlier tournament will be advancing into the celebrity tournament. Where they will get to play head-to-head against some of our celebrity players. So we're excited to see what they bring to the courts. Now, with that, we've teased at these different teams, so let's go back courtside. Ashley is ready to introduce our pickleball players.
All right, thanks, Kim. Down here courtside, it is time to meet your 8 teams competing in the celebrity tournament. First up, it's Team Blaney. That's Ryan Blaney and Danny Guys. Team 2, it's going to be Team LaJoy. That's Corey LaJoy and Ryan Skip Flores. Next up is Team Breidinger, Tony Breidinger and Taylor Reimer. Next up, we have the husband-wife duo of Brandon Jones and Ashley Jones. That's Team Jones. Team Keselowski is Brad Keselowski and John Caponegro. And the 3 teams that played their way into the celebrity tournament. It's Team A and B, that's Baron Archie and Ali Jafer. And Chris Williams. And finally, Team Davidson, that's James Davidson and Tall Davidson.
All right, so now we have met all of our pickleball players. Again, this is tournament style, so we will see 4 games followed by 2 semifinals and then a final match to determine who the winning team is. And what's up for grabs? Well, it's not just a regular trophy that's going to sit on a shelf, Courtney. These teams get to go home with something very unique. So let's go back courtside. Ashley has got what these players are going to go home with if they are that final team standing.
Okay, thank you. All right, Kim, you're getting a look at it right here. It is this nice Ryan Blaney Family Foundation branded paddle. So for whoever wins, they get to continue their love of pickleball with this very nice paddle. And Kim, as you know from our lesson last night, these are very important.
Yes, they are. Ashley was part of that lesson that Courtney gave us yesterday. We are thrilled to be taking in all of the action here at Rally Pickleball in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, it is Pickle for a Purpose. We are getting ready for game number 1, and that's going to be Team Breidinger up against Team LaJoy. I did have a little bug in my ear, though. I think Team LaJoy might be going through a team name change, and I believe they want to be Stacking Pennies. So if you're not familiar, Corey LaJoy and Ryan Flores, they host a podcast together called Stacking Pennies, and Ryan was giving Corey a little bit of crap for naming the team just after him. So it's my understanding that they are trying to change the team name to Stacking Pennies. So we'll go with that. But again, we have game number 1 shaping up. As you can see right now on the court, we've got one of our referees talking about some of the rules. What kind of things are they being told right now, Courtney?
So they're definitely being told that they can't volley in the kitchen. So you can't step in the kitchen and take the ball out of the air. You could be in the kitchen, but before you hit it, the ball has to bounce.
And again, the kitchen is that area right on either side of the net.
Yep.
I was in the kitchen a lot last night when I was learning, and we talked about the action earlier today. We saw a number of people that were in the kitchen. They must have been hungry. Brad Keselowski we saw in the kitchen, Ryan Blaney in the kitchen. It's an easy mistake to make, but it looks like we are headed courtside for game number 1.
Definitely rooting for the women out here.
Me too. So again, on Team Breidinger, we have Tony Breidinger as well as Taylor Reimer. Tony, one of our NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series drivers. She pilots the number 5 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro for Tricon Garage. And then Taylor, of course, a driver in the Toyota Driver Development Program and a part-time driver in the ARCA Menard Series. What have you seen so far, Courtney?
Well, first off, I watched some videos of them driving. They're fierce.
Oh, absolutely.
Pickleball, I think they're going to be fierce as well, but definitely behind the driver's seat, that would be very fun to be involved in.
And the funny thing is, I was talking to Skip when he got here earlier, before anybody had even hit any court to do any practice rounds or part of that Memories Matter tournament, and he found out he was up against Team Breidinger, and he goes, we got this on lock. I have to disagree. I mean, we're seeing some good action from Team Breidinger.
Yes, we are.
So we've talked about Team Breidinger. We've kind of given Corey and Ryan a little bit of grief, but Corey LaJoy, obviously one of our NASCAR Cup Series drivers, co-host of Stacking Pennies, a podcast that I know a lot of people thoroughly enjoy. And then, of course, Ryan Flores, he's a front tire changer for Front Row Motorsports, the number 38, that's driven by Zane Smith, and, of course, co-host of Stacking Pennies as well. He's done some driving himself, though. We were talking to Corey earlier, though, only the 2nd time he's ever played pickleball.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was guessing he was in some leagues. He was taking lessons. I was very impressed. I bet after watching that, what should he have done? I taught you, you know.
Remind me, what?
He didn't swing low to high.
Oh, that's right.
I know, I said it so many times.
So I learned yesterday that pickleball is easy, but there's a lot of things you have to remember.
Yes.
So right now, Team Breidinger ahead, 4-2. Oh, it actually, so I said Stacking Pennies. It looks like they actually wanted to change it to Stacking Pickles.
Stacking Pickles.
I love that pun.
It's very, very
so
on brand.
A little pickleball / Stacking Pennies pun.
I mean, the girls they're being offensive, but the boys just keep getting it back. I want to see Taylor get up there and slam it. close.
All right, so we have a tied score right now. Again, the first to 11, and they have to win by 2 points.
Yes.
I know we were going by pickleball rules, the first to 11, but Ryan Blaney drives the number 12 in the Cup Series. So if it would have felt appropriate if we were scoring to 12, but unfortunately we're not.
Well, maybe it will be
to
win by 2.
Yeah,
so
just to win by 2.
Ooh, you know what she just did? She did a little lefty action.
Okay.
Maybe some ambidextrous in there. Oh,
Ooh.
that's all right. We love someone who goes for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you often see pickleball players who are ambidextrous and can use both hands when they're playing?
I have seen it. I've seen it in tennis as well.
Okay.
But normally it's just like a bodily response. So I always try to teach the backhand. But she actually looked. I was like, is she lefty? It was hard to tell. It was impressive.
Oh, got the net there.
That's tough.
Stacking Pickles 8, Team Breidinger 4. And again, this is tournament style, so this is the first of 4 games before we head to the semifinals.
That was a good shot. You say middle solves the riddle. Hit it down the middle.
Do you find that when you're playing doubles, when you're playing with a partner, that communication is key?
Oh my goodness, yes. You have to have great communication. You have to have good court chemistry. You have to work as a team for sure. So it's very important to practice with your partners before the tournaments, because if you don't, you'll just go in blind.
Yeah, which that's a parallel to NASCAR. Communication always and often key when we're talking NASCAR and what it takes to win.
Wow. Communication with the pit crew? Or?
So a lot of times you will have a team that's on the radio together. So it's communication between the spotter and the driver, the crew chief and the driver to the team.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they're we're looking at.
Ooh. This should be flying pickles.
I know.
We've got game point.
Okay. Ooh.
Ooh, she got it.
That was impressive.
Let's go.
Nice job.
Come on, go girls. Not giving up without a fight.
And I am hearing some, we'll call it trash talk. I haven't heard any bad words, but okay, as we have the game wrap up, Stacking Pickles, our first team moving on to a semifinal. Again, that's Corey LaJoy and Ryan Flores, but a great fight put up by Team Breidinger. Tony Breidinger and her partner Taylor Reimer did it fantastic. What stood out to you from their match?
The rallies were impressive. They were competitive. Even when you thought the point might be over, I thought the other team hit a winner. No, their defense was amazing.
And what's the difference between a rally, because I heard you said the rallies are amazing, and then a volley? If we talk about a volley versus a rally.
Rally means they're just hitting back and forth. Volley could be used interchangeably sometimes, but volleying would be more so you're at the kitchen line.
Okay.
Hitting it back and forth.
All right, and with that, it sounds like Ash has caught up with our first winning team of the first round. Ash?
I tried to get a little too quick.
Thanks, Kim. I am here with Team Stacking Pickles, but you are the opener of our celeb portion of the night. You got the win. The girls gave you guys a run for your money, so tell me about the strategy there to kind of pull away at the end.
I don't know that we really have a strategy. We played pickleball last year at this event for the first time. My wife asked me on the way down here if we were going to be any better, and I said I don't really know because we haven't played since here, but somebody had to win the first one, so we got out of the way.
Okay, so how do you feel about picking up where you maybe left off last year?
Couldn't have been any worse than last year, actually. So I feel good about it. They put up a tough fight. It's just so fun to be here with the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation. Everybody tuning in on YouTube. We're probably going to absolutely murder next game, but nonetheless, we're going to try hard and we're going to have fun.
No.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we're going to get smoked.
Well, you can walk away. You got one, right? So you can
one.
feel good about that. And, you know, what's next up? We're going to talk about the silent auction. And before I get to that, I do have to put Skip on the spot because before your match, he was very focused on some items he was bidding on. So are you worried at all about that being a distraction for him?
I am, because I told his wife to just run it up and I'll pay the difference. So I don't know what it ended up. It was a Taylor Swift guitar. She said she really wanted it for Harper. I said, Dad's got it covered, so just keep running the bid up, whatever it takes, and we're going to try to win this game to pay for it at the end of the night.
When I spoke to her, she said you gave her no limit.
That is not true. That is selective hearing. We were just talking about that actually with Brad Keselowski. Selective hearing is an actual thing. I hope this thing pays well because I think she's all in to win it. If you're at home and you're bidding on the silent auction, cut me some slack here. My kid really wants a Taylor Swift guitar, so help me out. There's a lot of other cool items. Go on there and bid on them.
All right, and speaking of those items, we're going to give you a look at those items right now. As you mentioned and heard from Skip and Corey there, thank you guys so much for the time. There's a lot more than just pickleball going on tonight. There's also that silent auction to benefit the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation. If you're not at the event, no problem at all. All you need to do is scan the QR code on your screen to check out these awesome items that you're seeing right now to place your bid. The silent auction will close at 9:30. And as you can see right there, our photographer Greg is getting a good look at that Taylor Swift guitar that Skip is bidding on for his daughter. Kim and Courtney?
Yeah, lots of great items. Anything stand out to you that you saw?
I was actually pretty upset to hear he's interested in
Taylor Swift guitar.
because
I know, me
I was
too.
hoping that my fiance is watching from home and he knows I'm a big Swiftie.
Okay, me too. You saw that QR code. We're going to pop that up throughout the evening that you can bid on some of the items from home. And we are courtside for game number 2. We've got Team Davidson made up of James and Tao alongside Team A and B, which is Barron and Allie.
One.
So we've got actually 2 teams in this game that are made up from our Memories Matter tournament team earlier.
I see that we have some matching outfits over here.
Some matching outfits. They apparently went shopping together to get their shorts. We love that for Team Davidson.
We do. I always love to match with my pickleball partners.
I know,
or coordinate.
we should have coordinated. You can't see us on camera right now. We should have done a better job next time.
Next time.
Does it feel like the intensity has picked up? We know sometimes like pickleball players will want to play against celebrities to kind of show their stuff. What have you noticed so far in the opening round of this game?
I'd say that there's, you know, A and B have a good lead, but I think that Davidson, they won it. I think they're going to fight for it.
They're making me nervous. They are so close to the kitchen. And again, the kitchen is that area right alongside the net. And you see their toes right along the line.
That was a slam.
A slam. Okay, tell me what a slam is.
I mean, that was an overhead. He jumped up in the air. He was flying through the air. He slammed it. He said, no more. I am putting this ball away.
I know there's some different pickleball lingo. What is your favorite pickleball term?
Well, let's just say if Davidson had 0, and if A and B got to 11, it'd be 11-0. That's called a pickle.
Oh, it's a pickle.
Yeah, you pickled. You do not want to get pickled.
You don't want to be in a pickle.
Yeah, you don't want to get pickled. But Davidson has 1 point, so they don't need to worry about it. Even if they lose, they are not going to get pickled.
You talked about seeing a slam. I saw the term banger. So would it be fair to say a banger is somebody that slams a lot?
You'll see a lot of, if you see tennis players playing, most of them are bangers because they get into the game and they just want to hit it hard, but they soon find out having a soft game is actually very important, and you learned the soft game yesterday. It was the very first shot that you learned. Do you remember what it was called?
I
It starts
don't.
with a D.
A dink?
Yes.
I did it.
Yes.
There. I remembered.
Yes, that's very important in the soft game.
I'm learning the vocab. That's been one of the tricky parts. The fun part, too, because there's a lot of fun terms when it comes to pickleball.
Okay, now we've got game point already.
Okay. Wow,
this was a fast
one's
one.
Fast.
Unfortunately for Davidson. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, they're still in it. They're fighting.
Yeah, that no give up attitude.
Well. And there we go. Match point.
Wow. I wish we had a clock going on that to see how long that took, because that felt very quick.
That one was very quick. There wasn't much back and forth, but it looked good.
Do you find that happens when it's the teams are unevenly matched, or it's just a product of circumstance?
Yeah, but it could definitely be one team is just stronger than the other, or momentum. I mean, I'm sure in racing, momentum.
We
plays
talk
a
about momentum all the time
yes,
in racing.
Yes.
All right, it looks like Ash is caught up with one of our players from the winning team in game 2.
Yeah, that's right, Kim. Ali is joining me here from Team A and B. Okay, that seemed like a real professional match. So I have to ask, what brought you and your teammate out to this event tonight?
You know, honestly, like, so this is a good cause, right? Like, my grandfather had Alzheimer's, so this kind of like stands near and dear for me. Play some pickleball, support a good cause, can't really go wrong. So, yeah.
So a combination of both pickleball and obviously being in a tie to your family and your grandfather. I do want to know, though, do you guys play regularly? Like, because I feel like we saw the celebs play in the opening match of this portion of the night, and then we saw this competition, and I feel like it just kind of went up a little bit.
A little bit. Like, I play a couple times a week, a couple different places. I'll play here sometimes. I'll play at a couple parks. There's a couple other establishments around here. So we play a little bit, a couple times a week.
I think a couple times a week, I'm going to say, is more than what maybe most of our celebs are doing, because Corey and Skip actually confessed that their last time playing on the court was this time last year. So I'm going to say you've leveled it up there when it comes to competing and getting ready for this event. What does it mean for you personally to come out here, be in this event, be on our stream right now on NASCAR, and get to share a little bit of your story as well?
Honestly, it means a lot. I mean, it's nice to share my story, but it's not really about me, you know? It's about this whole cause and everybody here and everybody, all the wonderful, like the silent auction, the money that's bringing in, and like the awareness, like that's honestly it. So, yeah, that's about it.
I appreciate your time. Congrats on the win. All right, Kim, we'll send it back to you.
I love that he's remembering the message that this is Pickle for a Purpose. Again, the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation doing great things to help with their causes. And right now is a great time to let us give thanks to all of our sponsors. So a special thanks to our friends at Body Armor for their continued support and for keeping us hydrated all night long. And then a big thank you to Flag and Anthem for always making us look good and for creating tonight's event tees, which you can purchase online at the Ryan Blaney Foundation online store. Go to the RBFF website at rbff10.org. And a very special thank you to Yola. They donated actually the paddles in the gift bags that each of the players in tonight's tournament received. So Yola is just in a YOLO. But that's what I want to say. I want to say Yola makes me want to YOLO.
Those are actually very nice pickleball paddles. It's like $200, $250 each. So that was very, very good sponsorship.
Yep. So if you've gotten, I don't know if our stream viewers can hear that Nat sound, but we just had our referee remind people that because we are live streaming and it's for a great cause, that there's a swear jar, and it's a swear jar for good. I caught up with Ryan's mom, Lisa, and his sister, Erin, earlier today. They stopped me. They were really excited because they set up this swear jar. So if a player on court during one of their games drops an F-bomb, it's a $100 donation. Anything lower in terms of explicitness of the swear word, it's a $50 donation. So as much as we don't want to hear swear words, I wouldn't mind hearing a couple because it's going to a good cause.
It's going to a good cause.
Again, this is game 3 of the first part of our celebrity tournament. Obviously, we've got some exciting players. We talk about celebrity players. We have Team Blaney. That's Ryan Blaney and his teammate Danny Guys. And then we have, not a great move there by Brad Keselowski. Team Keselowski, he's out there with his partner, John C.
This actually looks like a pretty good matchup.
I hope so. We did hear from our friend Laura, who's part of Pickleball in the Sun, and she was keeping tabs on a lot of the players during some of the earlier matches and some of the practice, and she said both Brad and Blaney ended up in the kitchen multiple times.
They were pretty hungry.
Yeah, they were pretty hungry.
It's tempting. It's hard not to do because you want to go up and you want to slam the ball, but you know it's going to be a foot fault. I've been called on a couple foot faults myself, unfortunately.
Oh, good shot from Ryan's teammate Danny there for a second.
Yeah, he
Danny
actually fell in the kitchen, but
Yeah.
the ref didn't call it because he hit the ball and then he fell into the kitchen. You can't do that.
Can't do that.
He was giving him some grace, though, I think.
Danny, a PGA Tour player, turned pro in 2016, played his first junior tournament at age 9 and finished second. And he went to Wake Forest University, which has actually a great golf program. It was funny because when you were teaching me yesterday, I was having to break my golf habits because I grew up playing golf, and some of my swing just mannerisms, I grew up playing golf and softball, and that's not how you want to approach pickleball.
It's different. I just started golfing, and it's hard.
Yes.
So I'm thinking maybe we can get some tips tonight.
Yeah. Team Keselowski, 3. Team Blaney, 7. Danny there with the serve.
Good serve.
Oh, Keselowski in the net.
Yeah. It's because he had a deep serve, which is actually the best place you want to hit a serve. Most important part is you hit the serve in. Second, if you hit it deep, that's where you want to put it.
Ooh. So was that a slam?
Yeah, he hit it deep, and I think the wall was kind of in his way. It's a good move. Good move by Blaney right there. Sometimes,
Blaney.
Yep. Sometimes I say placement over power.
Oh, okay. So Team Blaney needs 2 more points. Ooh. Things are getting a little physical. You couldn't really see, I don't think, from our shot. Blaney went out of bounds and kind of tumbled into the side wall.
He did.
The winner of this matchup, now correct me if I'm wrong, this will be the game point, right?
Correct.
Oh,
not quite. They're still in it.
I jinxed them. The winner of this game will be matched up against Team LaJoy in the semifinals.
And there we go.
All right.
Game point.
So Team Blaney, which I think is a crowd favorite. Obviously,
Yes.
Ryan Blaney's tournament that he is helping present, we wanted to see him at least go to the semifinals.
It's only fair.
Yes, it is only fair. I am interested to see what he thought about how he played and if he saved anything for the next round. All right, so with that, let's check in with Ashley.
And your first match of the celeb portion of the night, you got to take on a former teammate there in Brad Keselowski. How do you feel about your and DG3's performance here?
Yeah, it was a good match. I thought Danny and I got rolling there pretty good. We haven't played about an hour, so we were a little bit rusty. But no, Brad, my good friend John, gave us a good match. I'm not going to lie to you, we're pretty nervous about some of the other contenders, but it's nice to be moving on. We'll see what we can do.
Okay, speaking of those other contenders, you guys will next take on Corey LaJoy and Skip Flores in the semifinals. How do you feel about that matchup?
I feel great about it. I really do. Stacking pennies versus me and Danny. It's going to be a heck of a match, I'll tell you that. A lot of bragging rights on the line to get to the finals. So this is a big semi-final match, and try to get in their head a little bit. We'll see. I'm sure if they lose, they're going to have a lot to talk about on stacking pennies, but we'll find out.
All right, Danny, how do you feel like you and RB here match up with your competition?
Well, I kind of let him go up to the front of the net a couple times, just kind of, be aggressive. I kind of hung a little bit, but and I'm excited. We're looking forward to it, take on those guys, and hopefully go from there.
All right, we're looking forward to it as well. Appreciate the time and enjoy a little break here. We'll send it back to Kim and Courtney.
Thanks, Ash. It sounds like that semifinal round that we're going to see between Stacking Pickles, Stacking Pennies, whatever you want to call it, and Team Blaney is going to be pretty intense.
I think so. Just from watching both matches, I think this is going to be competitive, but probably funny, probably hilarious.
Yeah.
With the banter back and forth, competitiveness.
I also think that we might see some significant contributions during that semifinal round between those two teams to the swear jar. So that's going to be something to watch and listen for in that semifinal round. We're gearing up here for our final initial game, game number 4. Before we do that, though, Ashley did make her way over to the silent auction, and she's got a special guest. I believe she's alongside Ryan's sister, Erin Blaney. Ashley?
That's right. That's right, Kim. Joining me now is Erin Blaney, a member of the Blaney family, Ryan's younger sister, as you mentioned. First, I want to just talk to you about the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation and what that means to you and your family, and just how.
I was a big part of helping the foundation kind of come to life, as were all of us in the family. All of us. So it's always special to see everybody come out to support a great cause.
And we are here at the silent auction items. What went into putting all of these items together? And is there one maybe you have your eye on?
Yeah. Just a lot of amazing people, by the way, who, donate all the stuff that we're willing to auction off, which is amazing. Me personally, there's a nice little pickleball set over there that I had my eyes on. Pickleball picnic set, cooler. So if you're bidding on it, watch out, because I got my eyes on that.
And something else that you added in for tonight is the swear jar.
Yes.
Are you getting any money for that as well for donations?
We hope so, but also don't hope so. We want to keep it clean on air, so any swear words, you're donating to the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation. So it's for a good cause, but we try to keep it clean out there.
I feel like the more we get through the tournament, the more your odds are in favor of getting some money in that jar.
I will be prepared out there with the jar for the swear words to come in.
Erin, appreciate the time. Thanks for having us out tonight. And of course, if you want to bid on any of these silent auction items, you can do so by scanning the QR code on the screen. Everything wraps up.
All right, and you're seeing just a little practice play right now between our two teams in game number 4. This is the final game before we head into the semifinals. This team, the winning team of this game, will play against Team A plus B. And again, we're about to get things started. We've got Team Jones, which is Brandon and Ashley Jones, husband and wife team. I love that. And then we've got Matt and Chris, who make up Team Concord PB. So we're going to let them get their positions on each side of the court. And we're going to go courtside for the kickoff of game number 4. So you talked about earlier the importance of communication. I would think then there should be a benefit between a husband and wife team, would you not?
I agree. I think it could go either way.
Okay.
Sometimes, you feel like you could be maybe a little too honest with your partner.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But you know what? I think I've seen them, and I think they're doing an amazing job of it.
Reminder, Brandon is one of our NASCAR Xfinity Series drivers. He wheels the number 20 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. And it was so fun to see him earlier this season break a 98 race winless streak with that win at Darlington. And of course, he got a big hug from his wife, Ashley, who snuck up behind him, very spirited. I love seeing Ashley at the track because she is so fashionable. She always is one of the best dressed. And now we get to see her sporty side here tonight.
I know. Oh. It's good communication.
What if you what happens if you catch the ball like that?
It happens. I've even done that before. Sometimes it just comes by so fast.
Yeah, Concord PB are putting up quite the fight.
I do have a prediction.
Okay.
Just by watching Concord PB.
Okay.
They're legit.
Okay, they're legit.
They are legit.
So Team Jones has yet to score a point. Could this be a situation where we see a pickle?
I hope not. I hope not. But
there we go.
There we go.
So no pickle on the table for
No
that.
pickling here.
So it sounds like you're putting your all your money on Concord PB as maybe the winner of the entire evening.
You know, I'm thinking.
Wow.
So. I'm thinking so.
You're the expert, so I'm gonna put a little hashtag. So if you're placing friendly bets when you're watching at home, Courtney has circled Concord PB as legit.
I'm pretty sure this guy straight across, I'm pretty sure he was a tennis player.
Okay.
Just by watching his forehand.
You were a tennis player as well.
Yes, I was. I played growing up, played in high school, and then I played at Indiana Wesleyan in college. So that's where I got my background from. But nowadays, if someone asks me to go play tennis, I'm like, why don't you just come play pickleball instead?
What do you feel like? Oh, and we're wrapped up with game number 4.
There we go.
That was a quick one. While they get in place, what do you feel like is different that drew you to pickleball versus tennis?
It's definitely the community. The community is very welcoming. Anybody can play. Anybody wants you to play. It's just, and that's where all my best friends are in. So love that about pickleball.
All right. Looks like we have our winning team in place with Ashley, Matt, and Chris. Let's catch up with them.
All right, Matt and Chris, you all dominated that match. What went into the strategy?
Get the ball over the net, stay calm because you're on live stream, and have a good time for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, you have the Concord Pickleball merch on, so I have to ask, how often do you guys compete or play or come out to events like this?
So it's actually our facility in Concord. Matt's our head director and gives lessons there, so it's kind of got my game where it needs to be. We have a couple other employees here too, so we're sponsored by Euless, which is sponsoring this, which is pretty cool, so brought us out to play.
And also, obviously, this night is to benefit the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation, so you're a part of that live stream right now. You're competing in that celeb portion of the night, and you've been competing all day, but what does it mean to be part of an event that's also raising awareness for a good cause?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I haven't personally had anybody have Alzheimer's, but I've had friends that have had family members with it, and it's a pretty difficult time for them. So, we want to come out and support them and other families with it.
Yeah, I think anytime to bring the community together over, to support a great cause like the Ryan Blaney Foundation, it's something that we would want to do and want to be a part of. So,
appreciate your time. Congrats on the win. We look forward to seeing you in the next round. Kim and Courtney, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Ashley. Well, Courtney, your inkling was correct. They seem to be the team to beat. I guess what should have given it away was their matching shirts.
Right.
Their logoed shirts.
Right. Yes, I wasn't surprised by that announcement.
Yeah. Before we dive into the first game and our semifinal round, we have to give some thanks to more of our sponsors. So we're grateful to have UPMC on our team as they continue to set the standard for expert concussion care. And a big thank you to TA Films for your continued support in helping us make memories last. And finally, a special thank you to Team Penske and to Franklin Pickleball. Again, could not have this event without the great support of all of the sponsors. So again, now we dive into our semifinal round. We've got Team Stacking Pickles against Team Blaney. Before we go down there, it sounds like Ashley has another special guest.
That's right, Kim. Joining me now is Dave Blaney. Dave, a fun night, but a special night for you and your family. When you guys decided to put together the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation, obviously it's a personal journey for you all, but what does it mean to be where you are? Ryan said you guys put it together in 2018. Now here you are in 2025 still raising funds for a cause close to your family.
Yeah, it's due to, Ryan, Lisa, my wife Lisa, and everybody in the family that's contributed at some point to this, and everybody's pretty committed, and they do the right thing.
And then to see the support tonight for everyone to come out, we're not only here at Rally, but we have a live stream as well, people supporting your cause. What does that mean to you?
Just all the support Ryan gets. I think Ryan's, in my eyes, he's a pretty likable guy. but I've had too much to drink tonight, so that's what I'm probably thinking the wrong thing. But no, he gets great support through his team, and between Alzheimer's and the concussion program, those are things that are big to me as well as him, and it's fun to see him contribute to those causes.
We're going to send it back to Kim and Courtney, but as we do, how do you feel about his pickleball skills that you're seeing right now?
He's pretty skilled at everything, honestly. It's just a matter of how hard he wants to try.
All right, appreciate it, Dave. Thanks for the time. Kim, Courtney.
We love hearing from Dave, and no, he has not had too much to drink. We all agree Ryan is one of the best. We love what he does on and off the racetrack. Again, we're about to dive into our semifinals. Here's a quick look at the bracket, though. We're seeing Team Stacking Pickles in this first semifinal game against Team Blaney. Again, that's Ryan Blaney and Danny Guys. And then, of course, the next semifinal match, we've got Team A and B with Team Concord PB. Early predictions from Courtney, though. She says Team Concord PB is going to take it all. You stand firm in that?
I do. You know, of course, I want to go with Ryan Blaney. So I think it could be really close right there. But I do think Team Concord is probably the most experienced on the pickleball court.
Okay, well, let's start just with this semifinal match. As we look at the current matchup, Team Stacking Pickles, Team Blaney, who's taking it to the finals?
I'm going to go with Team Blaney.
All right, so you heard it here. Team Blaney. This is semifinal game number 1. Again, Ryan Blaney, our 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion, driver of the number 12 Ford Mustang for Team Penske, alongside Danny Guys, our PGA representation tonight. So maybe some of that golf knowledge will help him, and golf physicality will help him with his pickleball game. I'm not sure. Oh,
it was a slam. That was good. Oh.
Now that was a little bit of a rally, though, right?
Yes,
like what we saw back and forth.
Back and forth. Yep. And then Team LaJoy over here, they had good defense. They got it back.
So do you agree? When we heard from Ryan at the top of the show, he said he kind of feels like pickleball is a combination, like a hybrid of tennis and ping pong. Is that an appropriate assessment, or is it just seems like it because of the way it's played?
No, I actually always say, when I am describing it, I always say it's like if tennis and ping pong had a baby.
Oh,
like
that is the perfect
I've played
description.
both. It's literally, I think it's perfect. And a lot of people will say it's also similar to badminton. So I don't have much experience in that, but I think it's all like a combination of all of them.
Now, you are from Michigan.
Yes. I just moved back to Michigan. I was in Vegas, so.
As we look at the pickleball courts across the country, because you've been to many, right now we're in a great facility that has indoor and outdoor. When you go further up north, like when you're playing at home in Michigan, does it tend to have more indoor courts just because of the winter weather? What's the vibe up there for pickleball?
Pickleball is definitely a growing sport. So the area that I'm in, there's new places popping up everywhere, and most of them are indoor. But of course, you have a bunch of parks, churches, everywhere that has pickleball courts outside as well.
All right, as we have it tied up right now, 5-5 in our first semifinal game. The winner of this team goes on to the finals. And
it's close.
Again,
neck and neck.
Tied up. What do you feel like the most challenging thing about pickleball is? I think yesterday for me it was the serving. I would have like one good serve and then 5 bad serves.
That's all repetition though. If you sat there and you did it 50 times, then you would be okay. But I'd say pickleball can actually be pretty mental, because you don't want to think about what you're doing while you're playing, because then if you're thinking, then you're probably going to miss. But I'm sure it's probably the same.
I overthink though.
It's probably the same in driving. You just have to, it's like muscle memory, actions, and you just have to go.
Yeah, a lot of it is muscle memory. So you're seeing right now our semifinal game, Team Blaney against Team Stacking Pickles. And it's tied. They've kept it tied this entire time. We haven't seen a big lead from either team.
I knew this game was going to be close just by watching them. But you know what? We like the close games. We don't always like
a pickle. We don't want a pickle.
We don't want a pickle. You know, you also asked what's my favorite thing about pickleball. You know, who would have thought NASCAR broadcaster, pickleball
professional
pro would be sitting next to each other announcing. I love that pickleball can bring us all together, and with Pickleball in the Sun, I've been able to go all over the country doing different pickleball events, talking about what I'm passionate about, and you've got to do the same with NASCAR.
Yeah, you were telling me about a lot of different events. You got involved with the Super Bowl. You were down in Miami for F1. You've gotten to go all across the country, really. What has been the most unique thing you've found about just pickleball in general?
Everybody loves it.
Yeah?
I don't think I've met anyone that is like, oh, I played, it stinks. Even the tennis players who are at first against it, a lot of them now, they love pickleball, and I was one of them. I love that anybody can play, no matter the age. You know, I'm a coach, and I think the youngest child that I've taught is probably 4, and the oldest person is in their mid-80s.
Wow.
Anybody can play. Okay,
So
here we
10,
go.
10.
Here we go. The win by 2.
And again, the silent auction ends in 10 minutes. You're seeing the QR code on the bottom right of your screen. You can do that from wherever you're viewing tonight's live stream. We appreciate the support. Again, all of this is for a great cause. It is Pickle for a Purpose. What jumped out at you right there?
The ball was going to go out, but he touched it. Right, Blaney's ball was going to go out, saved him. But it's okay, they got the point. He's definitely in the kitchen, but they're being nice. They're being nice.
So you're saying the ref's being a little bit nice with what they're seeing?
He's being nice,
okay.
But that's all right. It's probably why they didn't put me as ref. I would have been like, kitchen.
These guys, I wonder if they spend this much time in the kitchen at home. I need to ask some of their wives.
You should.
12, 11,
Okay, so game point.
Here we go. Ooh. He went with the lob. He went with the lob.
See, but they keep staying in it. Now it's 12-12.
12-12, still win by 2.
This is probably, in my opinion, and I'm not the expert, the best matched teams we've had so far tonight. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree. And it's funny because they all know each other.
Yeah. So we just heard the ref say 2 things can happen. They get the point or we replay it.
Sounds like the crowd wanted them to replay.
Yeah.
I would have taken the point. Sorry.
All right, they're replaying.
It's the more sportsman. Oh, it was. Yep. The serve was in the kitchen.
Oh.
The serve was in the kitchen. Match point again.
Oh.
Joy with the slam.
Wow, that was an intense game.
That was really good. It's fun to watch.
So, unfortunately, Team Blaney knocked out Team Stacking Pickles. Moving on to the finals. That was one of the better ones we've seen.
That was.
I have a feeling Corey's going to have a lot to say about that one.
Ooh, I like it.
We did just get word from Aaron Blaney that hitting the other net, the back net, should be a fine of $200. So I don't know if Ashley can ask about that. It feels like they won in dramatic fashion, and maybe Corey needs to make a donation to the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation for the way that was won.
All right, I am here with Corey LaJoy. Corey, we do also have Ryan Blaney joining us, so we can get both sides of how this match played out. Obviously, the most competitive match of the celeb portion of the night so far. So, Corey, what was your take on the back and forth on how this one played out, and you and Skip ultimately coming out on top?
Unbelievable match. Unbelievable match. I felt like that game was like a mix of dodgeball and balls of glory. I've never seen some of the things I've seen in my entire life in that game. I'm glad Sack and Pickles came out on top. They put up a tough fight. We've made it exceptionally longer than what I anticipated. And I thought I'd be home in bed by now, but nonetheless, having some fun out here playing pickleball.
All right, and Blaney, tell me what went wrong there at the very end for you and DG3.
A lot of mistakes. I thought it was a good match. The first match that we've been streaming that have gone to extra innings, I guess you could say. But no, just a really good one. We made too many mistakes, too many net balls. My serve was in, by the way, as opposed to what the line ref says. So I'm going to write a complaint, but we're going to figure it out. And I'm going to be rooting for Corey and Skip in the championship.
How about that sportsmanship? How do you feel about that?
I think it's bullshit.
Well, okay, we've got $50 in the swear jar because that was a cuss word on the. And I've heard that you might be making a $200 donation.
No, it's only $100. But I will happily pay it, and that's just what it is.
For charity, nonetheless, guys. We appreciate your time. Great match for both of you. Good luck in the finals.
I think finals.
Are we there? You're in the finals.
I'm going to be watching. Let's freaking go.
Yeah.
Kim, Courtney, we'll send it back to you.
Oh, I don't know if it's a good sign that Corey didn't realize that he is now in the final, but loved that a donation is going for that swear jar, that little bomb that Corey dropped. Again, the silent auction reminder ends at 9:30. You have just a few more minutes to scan that QR code, make a bid on one of the items, and hopefully take it home with the winning bid. And again, we could not do this without our sponsors. Whether you're on the track or in our community, Ford Performance delivers. So a big thank you for your partnership. Ford Performance could not do it without you. Many thanks to Range Leather for donating amazing custom leather patch hats to each of our players tonight. They get to go home with one of those. And then a special moment of gratitude to National Rent Defense. All right. How would you sum up the action so far tonight?
I'd say competitive.
Competitive?
It's honestly been more competitive than I thought it'd be.
So you're surprised at what the teams have brought to the court tonight?
I am, and I think this next matchup's going to be good because they're all actual pickleball players, so we're going to see who's the best of the best.
Okay, well, we saw some intense action from the last semifinal game. It feels like the energy and the competitiveness is continuing to amp up. We will see that, I think, in this semifinal game. Again, it's Team A plus B against Team Concord, and these are professional, maybe some of them, pickleball players. I don't know, we'd have to check in. Maybe Ashley can find out for us. And so the intensity is going to be unmatched. So let's head courtside where they're finishing up practice here before our final semifinal, before the final.
Yes. I can look up their ratings to see how good they actually are.
So there's that QR code one last time before we wrap things up on that silent auction. A ton of great items. There was a Taylor Swift signed guitar. There was an automated cocktail maker. We had Brad Keselowski race-worn shoes up on the docket, a Christian McCaffrey jersey, tons of stuff, some trips in the region. Yes.
See that?
Yes. So tons of cool items. You've got a few more minutes to do that. So again, scan that QR code. And we are in the second semifinal, so we're going to head courtside to get the action going. What do you think about that stance from A and B? He was like on the side of the court when the serve was made.
I think it's unnecessary.
No,
it's
unnecessary.
Kind of like
dramatic.
Yeah, maybe to be used as a distraction, but I don't know. Wouldn't work against me.
Okay. And as you're looking at the court, the far team you're seeing on your screen, that's Team A plus B, Barron and Alley. Right there, that's them. You're seeing on screen. And then the team closest to the camera in all black, that's Matt and Chris. They're representing Team Concord PB. So hello to everybody streaming that's watching in on the stream from Team Concord Pickleball. You know that they probably have that playing up at their facility. He talked about how they have a facility up in Concord. I would imagine they're all watching on the screen.
Oh, I bet. So we talked about what a banger looks like. Both these teams right here. They're both bangers. I don't see much soft game happening.
Okay.
But that's okay.
And it's just a player who frequently hits the ball like with hard, powerful shots, right?
A lot of drives, a lot of slams.
As I was going through some of the kind of different terms, pickleball terms, there were a couple that jumped out at me. What is a nasty Nelson?
So a nasty Nelson is actually my very favorite shot in pickleball. It's not a nice shot, but when you're serving, you need to serve in the diagonal square box. But instead, let's say this person's serving right here. Instead of serving diagonal, he would serve straight across to the guy standing at the kitchen line. And if he hits him,
are you allowed to do that?
I mean, technically, you can't touch the ball before it bounces. So technically, it would be the serving team's point. So again, not very sportsmanlike.
Okay.
But it can be funny when you're doing it against your pals. Not really against strangers. They don't really think it's funny.
Concord Pickleball with the lead at 7. They've got the serve. There was one other term I wanted to run by you, body bag. What is a body bag?
It's another fun one. Hopefully we'll get to see a body bag.
I hope so.
It's when basically it's what it sounds like. When you're standing there, you're trying to hit it, but you get hit. You get body bagged. Oh yeah, it's not fun. I've been hit plenty of times.
I don't know that I mean, I only played for the first time last night. Does it hurt when you get hit by a pickleball?
It does.
Okay.
It actually, well, it depends where you get hit, but one time, well, you know, a lot of people are wearing protective glasses now because people have gone blind.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's actually pretty dangerous. And I've gotten hit and have had a welt on me for a month.
Who knew?
Who knew? I know. That's why you don't want to get body bagged.
Yeah. Score is 5-8. We're going to 11. This is the second semifinal game. This will determine who goes up against Team Stacking Pickles.
We just saw some dinking.
Some dinking.
Yeah, the bangers were actually dinking.
Oof.
Tough one to give away. That's a third shot drop. That's good. All right, here we go.
Game point.
Game point. Concord PB.
I feel a little scared for Team Stacking Pickles based on what I've seen from Concord.
That was good. That was like a backhand flick.
All
if
right,
he was standing there, he would have got body back.
Okay. We need a little more credit to A and B. They haven't let their guard down yet.
We jinxed it.
Oh.
We jinxed it.
I spoke too soon.
That was a good game. That was a really good game.
I like these games because I know we're playing with rally rules, but they're like quick and fun. Like, just I like the pace of them.
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at the brackets as we're heading to the championship game, the final round of this tournament. We're going to have Team Stacking Pickles, and again, that's Corey and Ryan, up against Team Concord Pickleball. That's Matt and Chris for the championship. Who takes it all? Who gets bragging rights? I mean, Courtney said Team Concord PB was going to be the winner, but we'll see what kind of fight Stacking Pickles puts up. As we head courtside, Ashley is with the other team that's going to the final championship round.
Thanks so much, Kim. All right, you guys just won your second match in this tournament. You're headed to the finals. How do you feel about that? You're going to be up against Stacking Pickles.
Stacking Pickles. Well, this game of pickleball is a little tricky, so Stacking Pickles, you know, we got a good game plan, and we're going to crush it. So,
Chris, how do you feel about the competition you just faced and how you guys were able to rally and advance?
Yeah, it was good. Those guys are good. So they hit some really good shots. We just, rally scoring is difficult, right? Like every point matters. So just got to stick through it and get after it.
What's the game plan for the finals? What's the mentality?
I'm probably going to try to get as many balls as I can and get the ball over the net and put it at their feet.
All right, appreciate it. Good luck. Kim, Courtney?
Thanks, Ash. Quick word. I want to give a huge shout out to Pickleball in the Sun. Thank you for growing the game, shining your light on the mission that we're supporting tonight, and also just for getting us on the broadcast side of things really involved and excited about what's happening in the world of pickleball.
I agree. I'm so proud of Laura, who is CEO and founder of Pickleball in the Sun. She is just taken off, and she's so passionate about what she does in growing the game of pickleball, and it's taken us all over the country. So it's been such a special thing to be a part of.
Yes, again, a big shout out to Pickleball in the Sun. We also want to give a special thank you to Sharon Speedway. And then finally, a bit of gratitude to Split Second Entertainment. All right, as we gear up for our championship game, again, we've got Team Concord Pickleball, who is Courtney's pick from the get-go, against Team LaJoy. It's going to be fun to see them go head-to-head on the court. You know, when we heard from Team Concord Pickleball, they said they had a game plan. Is pickleball the kind of thing where you can go in with a game plan, and what would they mean by that?
You have to. If you don't have a game plan, it probably won't go good. So if I'm playing against someone who I know wants to hit it hard, they don't like to hit it soft or dink, I'm probably going to try to use their weaknesses against them, but I'm still going to try to use my strengths.
And what are the odds you think that Team Concord Pickleball was kind of scouting Corey and Ryan to figure out what type of players they are, what to expect on the court, and that?
100%. 100%.
All right, you hear the crowd going wild. That's because we are getting to it. The first serve of our championship game in Pickle for a Purpose.
Oh, okay,
all right, what did you just see that surprised you?
So he hit it in a great spot. You know, Corey almost got it back, and then you see him go to the side of the post.
Yeah.
If Corey would have got it back over, he would have been right there. It's called an Ernie. He would have jumped on the side, and he would have hit it back.
Okay.
Yep. It's kind of a trick shot.
Okay.
They're fun.
So an Ernie.
He said, just make it quick. They got to fight. You got to fight.
Remember the winner. Oh, poor Skip.
Yikes, they're playing with them out there.
They are. They're kind of teasing them a little.
I know. It's quite sad. Ooh.
Oh,
there we go. Okay. No pickles
I wonder
here.
how much grace they're giving Corey and Skip in, like, maybe letting them get a point or two so they don't think it's just like,
you know, I hope Ashley
gonna be a
asks
pickle.
them. I hope that's a question at the end.
4-1.
Yikes.
Ooh. Again, before that, I was going to remind you that the winner not only goes home with bragging rights, but goes home with those really cool Ryan Blaney Family Foundation paddles.
Yeah, it's sad. It's pretty sad because so what Corey did, he popped it up. It's called a pop-up, and if you get a pop-up, you got to put it right back down at their feet.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, good spot. So right now I think if I were to do a timeout for Team LaJoy, I would tell Corey he needs to cover his box more because they keep going to his backhand side.
Is a timeout something we would typically see during a regular pickleball game?
Yes.
Okay.
What about in NASCAR?
We have cautions. So a caution flag will wave if an incident happens or debris, but you can't just like call them.
Yeah.
They happen more naturally or at the end of a stage. So it's not necessarily a timeout, but that's probably the closest thing we have to a timeout.
I see.
And the crowd goes wild.
Stacking pickles. They're stacking points.
They are stacking points.
There's another good overhead.
I don't feel like you see as many overhead shots.
Well, that's good. That means no one's popping it up.
9-2. looking a little bleak.
It's tough. They can still do it. I'm sure there's been good comebacks in races before.
Yes.
We'd love a
There's
good
been drivers
underdog
that have
story.
won races after being laps down.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, you need to tell me these stories afterwards.
Oh, and there we have it.
There we go.
Courtney, I got to give it to you. You are our certified pickleball pro. You chose the winning team before we even got close to seeing all of the first round of games. Congratulations. And congratulations to Team Concord Pickleball. What a game. Matt and Chris showed their stuff. And we're hearing from the winning team from Ashley right now.
All right, Matt and Chris, we spoke just moments ago about you taking on Corey and Skip in the finals there. How did you feel like that one went?
I felt like it went pretty smooth. I think we stuck to our game plan, and we played really well. So.
Did you take it easy on them at all, or do you feel like you went full force?
A couple shots pretty hard, but yeah, I mean, try to hit at their feet, make them dance around a little bit.
All right, congrats on the win. We'll have the trophy presentation momentarily. For now, we'll send it back to the booth.
Thanks, Ash. What did you think about, you said, hit it at their feet and make them dance? Is that like a strategy people use to make people shuffle around and maybe get off their game?
I like the term he used because it makes it more fun. But yeah, I always tell my students that I'm coaching, aim for their feet because that's one of the hardest places to pick a ball up.
Okay. What's another maybe surprise or challenging thing that Corey and his teammate Ryan didn't expect from that team?
They probably didn't expect the pace. I saw, Corey, the LaJoy team, they were going back and forth, but the pace at the Concord team, I just don't think they were used to seeing, the ball's coming as fast as they were.
Certainly earned the honors. We're going to go down courtside, Ashley, with the paddle presentation.
Well, I am joined here courtside by Emma, Aaron, and Ryan to do that presentation. So I'm going to hand things over to you three to do that now.
Well, we have our championship team here. Thank you guys for coming. You were my early favorites. I'm going to be honest with you. I heard a lot about your team before I got here and getting to meet y'all earlier. Thank y'all for coming. But, yeah, we have the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation paddles for y'all. Thank y'all for being part of our event. Congratulations, and thank you for being here.
Yep, thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks. Back to Ashley.
Something else, I think, to give, right?
Gift certificates for you guys as well.
Cool. Thanks so much.
And game ball.
Okay,
Winner.
That's the prize possession right there. All right, that is our trophy presentation. But before we wrap up the stream, Ryan, I just want to get some final thoughts from you on how you feel like this event went tonight.
Well, I thought it was great. Like I said earlier, I really appreciate everyone for coming out. All of our great partners that have really made this happen. Letting us do what we do, with our foundation. It means a lot. It means a lot to my family and to me as well. So what a great, crowd, turnout, amazing event. So looking forward to hopefully doing it again next year.
Absolutely. And I want your final thoughts also on the finale match. I know you said you were pulling for Corey and Skip naturally as you would, right? But what did you think about how that one went?
I was pulling for Corey and Skip, NASCAR reps. But these guys were really good. And I think you saw that in the score. But what was it, 11-2? Something like that?
It was something like that and pretty quick, yeah.
And honestly, I feel like it could have been 11-0 if they really wanted it to be. So these guys are amazing. What they do is pretty awesome. It's just like any sport, what it takes to be good and how they kind of go about it. So the final match was good. I wish I was there, but at least I didn't lose 11-2. So that was good. But like I said again, thanks for everyone for coming out. Thank you, Rally, for having us. Thank you, everybody who tuned in to watch our event. It really means a lot to us. And here's to next year.
All right, Ryan, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Kim, Courtney?
Great to hear from Ryan. Again, the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation, dedicated to raising brain health awareness and resources to support people and families who are dealing with an Alzheimer's disease or concussion diagnosis. Courtney, thank you so much for joining us. What's your takeaway from this evening?
Takeaway is, anybody can play pickleball. This was so much fun to watch the drivers, the celebs on the pickleball court, and I'd one day love to go see them in their element.
Well, we loved having you here. Maybe if the event is back next year, we'll see you back here in the booth. Again, remember that you can go to ff10.org to make a donation or buy an event tee from tonight. It has been such a thrill covering all the action from Rally Pickleball here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, a big thank you to Pickleball in the Sun. This was Pickle for a Purpose. We appreciate everybody tuning in here this evening. Courtney might see you on a pickleball court soon. We'll see you at a racetrack hopefully soon as well. For Courtney Clark, for Ashley Stroline, I'm Kim Kuhn. Again, it has been Pickle for a Purpose. We'll see you next year.